Cardano mega 4,000% rally might be ahead, analyst teases. Here's another one. Cardano may be set for a bull run based on historical trends. Those are some bullish headlines. Ali Martinez over here on X posting some bullish data. Cardano whale signal historically correlated with price reversals flashes green. All the while, we go to the ADA zoomed out and we wonder, where are we? What is happening? Where are we in the cycle? Is it really getting ready to happen? In this video, I want to break down all of this data. I want to really talk about a crucial ADA BTC chart that I'm watching very carefully. And I want to do it from an objective point of view. You all know I'm a Cardano bull, but I want to be very blunt and objective and data-driven in this video. So please hit the subscribe, hit the like. Let's see where we are with Cardano right now. So those are definitely some bullish headlines. And if we just look at this, Cardano whale signal historically correlated with price reversals flashes green. This is good setup, I think, for what we're about to discuss. A Cardano whale metric recently indicated the Ethereum competitor could be primed for a price reversal, according to the crypto analytics firm Sentiment. On Monday, Cardano whale transactions exceeding $100,000 in value surged to their highest number since November 8th. Just wanted to give a little bit of a visualization to what's going on. And there's definitely interest in Cardano right now. So here's what I want to do. Obviously, there's a lot of bullish data. These articles are kind of going over Ali Martinez and his kind of cyclical macro analysis comparing 2019 data, discussing what could actually be getting ready to happen for Cardano if this once again repeats. And he tracks his data in his own way. Obviously, on this YouTube channel, we've been doing a very similar thing, maybe different data points, maybe not, but halving cycle has happened for Bitcoin. Here it is, last cycle. We know what happened in terms of ADA. But what I really want to do is I want to kind of break down crucial areas on these charts. And I know there's a lot of frustration out there. Like, man, ADA is not outperforming right now. Even it's actually underperforming versus some coins. But I want to give a quick perspective real quick before we even do this. Just to give an example, in the last few days since May 1st, ADA up around 12%, right? And then you have something like Solana is up like 23%. There's a frustration there for ADA holders. I get it. When I open up the charts and I look how the crypto bounce is going and I see Solana more in green, I'm like, man, come on. But you know what? Over the years in crypto, I've learned you just can't always 100% of the time be in the outperforming crypto. It is what it is, but that's why I need to zoom out, which we're going to do in this video, and understand, well, with Cardano, if I'm a Cardano bull, where is it in the cycle? Are there any concerns? Is the consistency of these charts still in play and on pace? But with this being said, Solana versus ADA, you see Solana outperforming. So ADA's up 12%, Solana's up 23%. Well, look at this. XRP from the bounce is up 12%. Ethereum from the bounce is up 10%, right? So I guess what does that mean? It's game over for XRP. It's game over for Ethereum. What does this mean? And we're actually even going to look at ETH BTC as it relates to ADA BTC and also discuss this dynamic of comparing all these chains, but also just understanding, as far as I see these charts, Cardano just seems in a pretty normal state at this part of the cycle. Here's what I want to discuss on the zoomed out. It is getting critical. We're at these critical levels, and this is truly why I wanted to talk about this. So, Ali Martinez, for instance, in these articles discussing the repeat of another bullish cycle for Cardano, we're approaching something like that. If you look at the ADA USD chart, it is potentially getting set up. We've talked a lot about even the consolidation between the 20-week and the 50-week moving average, very similar to this dip back here, post-Bitcoin halving. Now going into this halving, we're getting a similar type of vibe, right? Between the 20 and the 50, and we're monitoring. We're going to see. But we know what happened after ADA broke out of that consolidation. That was game on. And we could be in a similar environment. Maybe not in the next week. Maybe it'll take a couple of months of choppy waters for ADA within the range. Or maybe we break to the downside. I don't know. But the bullish move for ADA could be approaching. And the ADA BTC chart, I think, really does a very good job of kind of just painting the picture of where ADA is in the cycles. And so what I want to do is I want to discuss this and break it down and be blunt about it, because there are very critical things that we should be watching on this chart, or at least I'm watching. That's all this is, me tracking my crypto journey, everybody. ADA BTC, a couple things. Bitcoin halving back here. 2020. Bitcoin halving right here, 2024. Notice ADA BTC, kind of this bullish move getting ready to happen at Bitcoin halving. Bitcoin or ADA made a power move at Bitcoin halving last cycle. It really did. Now notice ADA halving this cycle, no power move yet, right? But I just want to note, power move last cycle. The other similar data point that we actually have happening right now, and just happened, that we didn't have happening last halving was also this. Bitcoin breaking all-time highs right here. Well, Bitcoin broke all-time highs prior to the halving this time around on this ADA BTC chart. Now notice what happened last cycle when Bitcoin's breaking all-time highs. ADA was kind of bottoming out against Bitcoin, right? And then ADA BTC pumped again. So now we have two similar data points that are coinciding basically right now that last cycle played into a bullish move for ADA, right? That is the Bitcoin halving, bullish move for ADA. That is ADA breaking or Bitcoin breaking all-time high, next bullish move for ADA. Now, here's where we are. And this is why I'm saying I'm going to be blunt. I'm going to try and be objective and why this is a critical area, I think, on the ADA BTC chart. Because if we look at this ADA BTC chart now, we're in an environment where last cycle, after ADA fell against BTC while Bitcoin's breaking all-time high, after it happened, ADA went higher. And also, after the Bitcoin halving, this yellow line happened, Bitcoin or ADA went higher against BTC. And right now, we're in this like unknown zone. No move has happened yet, right? It's been sideways for like kind of almost a month, basically, on the weekly chart. So it's not concerning, but it's definitely a critical level because what we obviously want to see if we're an ADA holder or even an altcoin holder is we want to see ADA start making the power move against ADA BTC, especially because we see this 20-week moving average, right? We broke above the 50 right here, and right now it's trending back down towards the 50. If you notice, after Bitcoin broke all-time high, we had a very similar thing playing out as ADA was just falling, right? Into end of December, we had the 20-day just crashing towards the 50, and then boom, all of a sudden ADA just had a power week, another power week, and a third power week, and just completely just changed that trend around. We're in an environment now where, yeah, we have waited weeks after these two events have happened, the Bitcoin halving and this all-time high for Bitcoin. And it's kind of like, are we going to get that power move for ADA BTC? It is a very, very critical area on the ADA BTC charts. But I want to show you something. ETH BTC. If we look at last cycle for ETH BTC, you can see here's the Bitcoin halving, Ethereum power move, right? Very similar to Cardano. And then we have all-time highs for Bitcoin right around here, right? And there it is, Ethereum bottoming, and then power move for Ethereum. Ethereum doing a very similar thing that ADA did last cycle. Higher highs, higher lows, and it finally broke out around halving and Bitcoin all-time high. But check out Ethereum. Notice back then, the 20-week was above the 50-week, a very bullish environment, higher highs and higher lows. Ethereum is in a critical area. And altcoins in general in a critical area. The 50-week moving average now above the 20-week moving average. We have the 50 just crossed below the 200. Ethereum's kind of been in lower highs and lower lows as we have Bitcoin all-time high and Bitcoin halving. The question remains for Ethereum. This isn't just ADA at this critical area, at this critical question. Will it break out and break free from Bitcoin? But it's also something like Ethereum. It's kind of like, will Ethereum get its breakout? And if we go over to the Bitcoin dominance chart, I think this is a really important chart just to keep in mind and be mindful of. It's continuing to monitor whether or not Bitcoin is going to basically find its top right here, which was this previous swing high just weeks ago on the Bitcoin dominance chart, or if it's going to do what it did last cycle and actually just like, maybe it falls a little bit after halving, but then it pumps one more time, right? There's no telling. But there's a very strong case that Bitcoin dominance chart, after everything that has happened with Bitcoin spot ETFs, even just kind of bearish environments for crypto recently, Bitcoin kind of failed to really just get a really defining breakout move, power move to the upside. There's a case where this could have topped out. And if that's the case, and Bitcoin dominance maybe goes a little higher and just continues topping out, but if it starts falling, trickling down, this would be the exact bullish scenario that this ETH BTC chart needs. It's the exact scenario that the ADA BTC chart needs to bottom out. So if we zoom out on the weekly ADA BTC chart, it's kind of like, all right, we bottomed out going into halving. We bottomed out going into Bitcoin all-time high. And right now it's a question. Are we bottoming out going into halving? Are we bottoming out going into Bitcoin all-time high? And we don't have the answer yet. But it is probably one of the most critical questions for ADA BTC. And if it is bottoming out right now, and it's putting in, even on the macro, you can just see this would be a higher low for ADA from these previous lows back here. This would be a higher low. If that is happening, then these headlines, right? I don't know if it's going to be 4,000% surge. I don't know, who knows what all-time high would be for ADA, but these headlines and even these on-chain metrics indicators truly could be suggesting that ADA is in the process of kind of not only preparing its launch pad, because I think that's what it's been doing, but it's in the process of getting ready to take off. Now, I say that, and I know I realize I'm just kind of recording this video, and it might just sound like, man, we're getting ready to take off this week. I go to the USD chart, and I'm just like, it might not be immediate. Back here, there was just a lot of consolidation happening between the 20 and the 50. And right now, ADA is doing a very similar thing. We're weeks in, consolidation between the 20 and the 50. And this time around, we've actually even tested the 50, right? So from just that, again, putting aside my bullishness on Cardano, you have to watch this level. We have to. There's absolutely no guarantee that ADA won't break below that 50-day moving average. So we have to monitor these levels, right? So that 50-week moving average is around 42 cents. And if we go back to the ADA BTC chart, there's also no guarantee that ADA has bottomed. But that's exactly why I think in the coming days, in the coming weeks, I will just be watching very closely these charts, right? And I'll be watching ADA BTC. It would be amazing just to see ADA get a power move and start getting that separation back to the upside. We still need to approach these moving averages on the ADA BTC chart, and that's a ways away, right? So if we look at from a percentage wise, we're looking at that's a 40% move for ADA. ADA essentially needs to make a power move. This needs to be in an environment where crypto is just probably bullish, right? All of crypto is moving. ADA needs to be more bullish and act more powerfully than Bitcoin to start turning this chart around and actually start forming its cycle bottom. We're in an unknown territory, but I will say this. Put yourself back here, all the way back here, when ADA was falling here and then falling again here. It looked very bad. The 20-week falling towards the 50, it's kind of like, man, this is game over. ADA is going to start falling, and then boom, all of a sudden, ADA did something. And so we might be in that environment once again, but again, I'm always watching these charts zoomed out, and we obviously zoom in on the daily. We have to watch these shorter term areas. Like right now, for instance, if you look at the short term for ADA, it's contending with the 20-day moving average. This could be a lower high for ADA. This could be concerning. So even in this weekend on the short term, I'm watching things. Can ADA break above the 47 cent area and close daily candle above? Is very critical in the short term for ADA to do that, to really start seeing some type of reversal. And what's, one thing that is good about ADA right now, if we look at the momentum oscillator for ADA, the RSI, it's trying to put in kind of this bullish higher high, higher low momentum, which could be a signal prior to the price explosion that ADA is preparing to put in a price explosion to the upside. So that's on the short term. But again, zoomed out on the long term, I think it's very critical to be just cautious, careful. And I would also say I need to be patient, because all of this data that we're discussing right now, Bitcoin halving obviously just happened last cycle right here. But this whole thing about Bitcoin breaking all-time highs in this general area, that happened basically all here, right? So we're in a way earlier stage of the cycle than we were last cycle. So I have to keep that in mind as well. But again, just continuing to watch ADA as it kind of puts in its formation right now, puts in the structure that is needed. And all of that structure and formation was needed back here, and we had to give it time. So currently, I'm trying to do the same thing. I'm trying to be very objective with all of these charts, with crypto in general. And these are my thoughts on Cardano today, this weekend. We'll continue to watch on the short term. Once again, it's going to be very interesting to see crypto in general. This isn't just ADA, but can ADA break the 20-day moving average? If you go to something even like an Ethereum daily chart, it's contending also with a 20-day moving average. Can Ethereum break above? These are some questions on the altcoin charts I'll be watching this weekend going into next week, because if not, there could be pain in store, and we're going to have to track that story. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below, everybody. I appreciate you just hanging out, cruising through. I hope you're doing well out there. Hit the subscribe, hit that like. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.